using artificial intelligence to control the weather, restore extinct species. These are just some of the things that will happen in the next 100 years. Get on our time machine, get ready for a crazy ride. And we're going to go through them chronologically. Future development in areas such as space exploration, 2025 to 2035. Over the next 10 years, we are about to see some incredible advancements in space travel. SpaceX will send humans to the moon. The first step will be an unmanned demonstration mission. But soon after, SpaceX will launch the Altinez mission. Let humans set foot on the moon again. If you are interested in landing on Mars, it will take more time. Stay tuned. We'll tell you when it happens. During this time period, what else will happen on Earth? We will fight deadly pancreatic cancer with a new vaccine based on mRNA technology. This technology is the same as that used for the COVID-19 vaccine. The first step in treatment will be surgery, but vaccines will help prevent cancer from recurring. Vaccines will drive the body to produce protective T cells. These cells will recognize and destroy new cancer cells. However, even though we are saving lives, humans will still face the threat of climate change. Bangkok, a city of 10 million people, will be one of the victims of the climate crisis. Unfortunately, the city's soft foundations sink 10 centimeters a year, and the extraction of groundwater is causing the city to sink. At the same time, global warming is causing the oceans to rise. This beautiful city will experience terrible and devastating floods within the next 10 years. In the most extreme cases, by 2030, 96% of cities will be below sea level. Maybe a barrier at the mouth of the Chao Phraya River could alleviate the problem a little bit, but the flood could not be completely stopped. For those cities that were not flooded, road traffic will also undergo tremendous changes. In the next 10 years, self-driving cars will finally fulfill their promise, dominate. Unfortunately, they may be bundled with subscription services, so be prepared to pay extra every month. If you choose to drive your own car, it will become a hobby like flying a kite. When it comes to subscription services and money, in the next 100 years, currency could be fully digitized. Cash will be as old as dinosaurs. Every transaction will be traceable. Such changes could prompt many people to switch to cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin mining is notorious for its high energy consumption and environmental impact. This could exacerbate our flood problem. Fortunately, one company is already working to solve this problem. Griffith Boycott of Transparent Mining. We believe these people are the environmental superheroes of the Bitcoin world. They are a Bitcoin mining company that relies entirely on renewable energy, harnessing hydroelectric power to significantly reduce their environmental footprint. Griffith is dedicated to leveraging state-of-the-art digital mining technology to achieve high efficiency while keeping costs low. They were the first Bitcoin mining company to publish a detailed carbon footprint report, and they were one of the first companies to receive Green Bitcoin certification, 2035 to 2044. Let's take a look at the development of space exploration. We will finally be able to explore the hydrocarbon oceans of Titan, Saturn's largest moon. We will launch a submarine into space to land on another satellite and probe deep into the ocean. By studying Titan, we're going to learn a lot of amazing things about the origin of life on Earth. But that's not all. In this decade, we will also land humans on Mars for the first time. By around 2040, we will have a better understanding of how to meet the many challenges of this mission. For example, how to minimize the effects of radiation during a journey to Mars, how to produce oxygen from the Martian atmosphere. We will also solve the problem of obtaining fresh food and water on Mars. And not only that, we will also build pressurized radiation-resistant shelters on Mars, so that we can live on the red planet. And it's good that we will make further progress in our exploration of other worlds, because conditions on Earth may become increasingly difficult to control. By 2035, our planet will be 1.5 degrees Celsius warmer than it was before industrialization. Australia's adorable koalas will also bid us farewell. Extreme heat waves will become common in the United States. And it got worse. A severe hurricane storm will break the existing hurricane rating, Category 6 hurricane. Its sustained winds will exceed 125 kilometers per second. We've only seen 5 hurricanes like this today, but in the next 20 years, they will frequently attack Gulf Coast cities, forcing people to move out of coastal cities. Farewell to Houston, Galveston, and Baton Rouge. 2045 to 2054 in the decade between 2045 and 2055. Climate news will only get worse. Temperatures will be 2 degrees Celsius warmer than industrial diving levels. This will have major implications for trillions of species on Earth. Many species will be victims of the 6th extinction event. In this decade, 40% to 50% of existing species could become extinct. These include African forests like the Amur leopard and the Yangtze wukitun. The population of these creatures is already in decline today, so unless we respond to the warming climate, poaching and forest zombies and other issues require fundamental changes. Otherwise, like these animals, they are on the road to extinction. This sea is a unique natural phenomenon. It contains 10 times the salt content of the ocean, will also be at risk. Sadly, this salt water will gradually evaporate due to the extreme heat. The current evaporation of the Dead Sea is causing the water level to drop by an astounding 1.2 meters per year. In this 10 years, we will finally bid farewell to the Dead Sea. With the devastating effects of global warming, the pressure to innovate will be even greater. We will see significant new developments in the energy sector, a technology that will crack commercial and fusion energy. This is the process of fusing 2 hydrogen atoms together to form damage, and a lot of energy is released in the process. Today, we don't know how to do it cheaply, but in another 20 years, we will find ways to reduce costs. This will mark the beginning of the end of carbon emissions. What we launched into space decades ago may also receive an update at this time. In 1999, Ukraine sent a message into space called Cosmic Call 1, and in the year 2051, this information will reach its destination. A yellow subgiant named GJ77752, light years from Earth. Maybe we'll get a reply from the aliens with their iPhone. 2055 to 2064. In this decade, we will also establish a permanent base on Mars, although it may not reach the colony size of the 1 million population predicted by Elon Musk, but there will definitely be a base camp and the beginning of the future of Mars. On Earth, we will finally have umbrellas that don't get wet in the rain. It looks really exciting, but it means we will master nanotechnology. We will be able to incorporate microscopic structures into plants. These structures can achieve amazing things like umbrellas will use the so-called lotus leaf effect. The nanoparticles repel water. Nanoparticles will also be used in our clothing. It can dissolve dirt and kill microorganisms, so we won't have to do laundry anymore. By 2060, we will have completely eliminated coal and oil from our energy system. Solar and wind energy will be widely used in society, and we're going to make even more progress in fusion energy. This will be covered in detail later, 2065 to 2074. If you think nanotechnology clothing is already cool, so in the next 10 years, we will master the square meter technology. This technology is 1,000 times smaller than nanotechnology. Scientists will manipulate the energy state of electrons, altering the structure and properties of individual atoms. This will give rise to entirely new types of matter. Who knows? Perhaps we will use this new technology to make entirely new chips or supercomputers. If you think it might be difficult for you to live to 2065, then you are lucky because by this decade, technology in the medical field will make tremendous progress. We're going to be able to regenerate body parts using 3D printing. We will be rejuvenated through stem cell and gene editing technologies. And through these and other methods, the medical field will help people live longer. It may even extend for decades, 2075 to 2084 to the late 2070s. The transition to clean energy will be complete. Global humanity will achieve carbon neutrality. The last batch of natural gas energy will also be phased out. Electric cars will be everywhere, and the gasoline-powered vehicles we have today are going to look very, very old-fashioned. Become an antique toy. With the advance of nanotechnology, our solar panels will become even more efficient, converting solar energy into electricity. Technology will also optimize our human prosthetics. Bionic eyes and bionic ears will enhance our vision and hearing. Implants will also enhance our intelligence. Humans 2.0 will be smarter than we are today. It's all about design. In this decade, we will also find a new way to send ourselves into space. In its place is a space elevator. This would require a lazy rope that extends from the ground out of the atmosphere and is connected to satellites, synchronized with the Earth's rotation. This lazy rope must be made of some special material, maybe diamond nanowires. 2085 to 2094. Despite our efforts to curb climate change, but due to the accumulation of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere over the past few decades, temperatures will continue to rise. There will be no more snow in many parts of the world. We may have to say goodbye to Winter Olympic ski and ice hockey. As the ice continues to melt, polar bears could face extinction. By 2050, the number of polar bears will decrease by 70%. The few remaining polar bears will struggle to survive in the Arctic hinterland. However, as we have mastered the process of de-extinction, we will know how to bring polar bears back to Earth. We have used genome sequencing and gene editing technologies to create embryos of extinct animals. In the next half-century, scientists may find a way to implant these embryos into closely related species. For the first time in Earth's history, a path out of extinction has been offered. As global temperatures continue to rise, by 2090, West Antarctica will be as warm as Alaska or Iceland today. If we keep going, the new landscape will be incredible. Many of Antarctica's large ice sheets will melt, and human settlements will rise. New towns and urban infrastructure will be built on land in Antarctica. 2095 to 2104, the landscape of the Atlantic Ocean will also change. In the second half of the 21st century, huge wind power networks will emerge in this part of the world. By the end of the century, these wind farms will revolutionize the way we generate electricity. But they will also have another interesting function that allows us to control and regulate the weather. Even as hurricanes grow in intensity and break all records, wind turbines can also absorb energy. By the end of the century, more than 80% of the Amazon rainforest will be lost. Logging fire, agriculture, and industry will destroy this precious resource. The result will be the extinction of many plant and animal species that live in these forests, and the indigenous people who call it home may also be wiped out. Rapid globalization and interconnectedness will also lead to the extinction of our languages. With future development, the world will become even more different. Under the influence of globalization and connectivity, language extinction will accelerate. At the end of the 20th century, there are approximately 7,000 languages spoken worldwide. But by 2100, it is expected that only 3 languages will remain: English, Mandarin, and Spanish. 105 to 2115. If you can live to 2100, genetic engineering will be able to change your body in new ways. Early 21st century, we may integrate chloroplasts, a key plant element, into human cells. It gives us new capabilities. This will allow us to absorb the sun's energy and carbon dioxide. Make your own sugar. This will be a whole new way of self-support. Humans may also find a way to live forever. The ability to upload our thoughts and memories to a computer. The technology for immortality will be perfected. 2115 to 2124. To the early 22nd century, artificial intelligence will become an indispensable part of society. Humans fused with AI will have extremely high cognitive abilities. These human-AI hybrids will combine human emotions, intelligence, and analytical superpowers of intelligence and AI. This could lead to a war between humans, between those who integrate with AI and those who do not. We will establish permanent settlements on asteroids, the Moon, or Mars. For mining and wild gold, newlyweds may debate whether the wedding should be held on the Moon or Mars when getting married. Perhaps they will choose to marry in one place, another place for honeymoon. In the next 100 years, we will witness tremendous climate change. The Earth will face great challenges, but we expect to face these challenges firmly. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy this program, then please like and collect it for him. Looking forward to seeing you next time.